If you enjoyed this program, please like and subscribe. You see, Rome didn't convert to Christianity, rather Christianity converted to Rome. This may seem ironic to you, but as it turns out, the Jewish festival of Hanukkah is mentioned explicitly in the Christian Bible, in the New Testament, specifically in the fourth gospel, in the book of John, chapter 10, verse 22. The winter festival of dedication. Even more striking, Christmas is mentioned nowhere in the New Testament, nowhere. In fact, the first record of anyone celebrating Christmas on December 25th is when so many other things happened. 4th century. Emperor Constantine, first Christian emperor, roughly a decade after the Council of Nicaea. So essentially, early 4th century, Christians are celebrating Christmas, not Hanukkah. Why? The 25th of December. How striking. After all, Hanukkah is celebrating beginning on the 25th day of Kislev. It's not an accident. The similarities that you notice are striking, and as it turns out, the Christians in the 4th century were doing something very different. They were, after all, doing what pagans before then had done so frequently, and that is worship the sun, worship the light. Constantine was very well known, even after his conversion to Christianity, for worshiping Sol Invictus. That's the Roman god, Sol Invictus. Those Latin words mean the unconquerable sun. That's what people worshipped. After all, the sun gives life to everything. It's understandable why people might worship it. That's why those pictures of Jesus and Mary and the saints, they've got this globe behind them. That's the sun, Sunday. What's going on here? This is ancient. This even predates the Roman Empire. Jeremiah, in fact, who lived at the end of the First Temple period, meaning Jeremiah lived during the Babylonian Empire, meaning Jeremiah lived about 500 years before Christianity. Jeremiah warns people in his day not to do what the pagans do, what the heathens do. They have Christmas trees. Don't do it. What do you mean? How could Jeremiah be speaking about Christmas trees? Well, he does it quite explicitly. You see, Rome didn't convert to Christianity, rather Christianity converted to Rome. Jeremiah warns his readers the following: don't do what the heathens do. They look up at the sky for a sign. They look at the celestial bodies. They look up. And then they go into the forest and they chop down a tree and they bring it into their home. They take this tree and they nail it in their home so that it doesn't move, it doesn't totter. And then they deck it with gold and silver. Don't do that. Why the evergreen tree? Why? Think about that name, evergreen. I think you figured it out. Evergreen means that the leaves of this tree are always green. They defy the winter. They don't turn brown and die like other leaves do on so many other trees. The key is it's an ancient worship of the sun. Don't do it. But it gets a little deeper. What's involved in the pagan religions? What's at the essence? What's at the base of it? What's at the center of it all? It's really about that God is inaccessible, and therefore we worship things between him and us, mediators. And depending on the religion will dictate how many mediators you have. In Judaism, there's one God and no mediator. In Christianity, even in letters as early as Paul, 1 Timothy, there's one God and one mediator between God and man. That's the man, Jesus Christ. The Roman Catholic Church will add Mary and saints who they say is worthy of veneration as well. The point is, it's about placing in-betweens. There is no in-between. You ever notice a menorah has not only 8 arms, 8 lamps, but there's a 9th. There's one in the middle. Why? What's that light in the middle? It's called a shamash. Now, if you speak Hebrew, you'd know that that word means a helper, but it also is the exact same word as the word for shemesh. What do we do with that middle light, that middle fire? We use it. It helps us in illuminating the 8 lights. We use the shamash to illuminate the other lights. What's being conveyed here? That the only object worthy of worship is God, and the only thing the sun does, or the shemesh does, or the shamash does is assist. We use it to illuminate the other lights. Striking that the word for sun as shemesh is not to be found in the Torah until we encounter a great man like Abraham. Before that, it was just the great light in the sky, created on the 4th day and light on the first day itself, that primordial light. The point is, it's created by God. We don't celebrate Christmas because we don't worship the mediator. We worship the one God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The very earliest Christians knew about Hanukkah. First century Christians knew enough about it to mention in their Bible. But the church would take a turn in the 4th century and would adopt many ideas. The doctrine of the Trinity we hammered out as orthodoxy at the Council of Nicaea, and Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. If you enjoyed this program, please like and subscribe.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא ועת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא